Right now, there is someone with less talent than you, less intelligence than you, less experience than you, achieving more than you. And the reason has nothing to do with luck. The reason is confidence. Not confidence because they are better. Confidence because they stopped waiting for permission. Think about how many opportunities you've talked yourself out of, how many times you stayed silent when you had something valuable to say, how many times you doubted yourself before you even tried. How many times you convinced yourself that someone else was more qualified, more attractive, more talented, more deserving, and while you were busy questioning yourself, someone else took the opportunity, not because they were extraordinary, because they believed they could. Confidence changes everything. The way you walk, the way you speak, the way you think, the way you make decisions, the way people respond to you. But here's the biggest lie you've ever been told. The lie is that confident people are born confident. They're not. Confidence is built. Confidence is earned. Confidence is created. And if it can be created, it means you can create it too. The problem is that most people are trying to become confident by changing how they feel, when confidence is actually created by changing what you do. You don't become confident by thinking about confidence. You become confident through evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself, evidence that you can handle challenges, evidence that you can survive rejection, evidence that you can keep moving forward even when things don't go your way. Confidence is not a feeling. Confidence is a relationship with yourself. And right now, I want you to think about your relationship with yourself. Do you trust yourself? When you tell yourself you're going to wake up early, do you do it? When you tell yourself you're going to work on your goals, do you do it? When you tell yourself you're going to stop procrastinating, do you do it? Because every promise you break weakens your confidence, and every promise you keep strengthens it. It's that simple. Most people think confidence comes from success, but confidence often comes before success, because confidence gives you the courage to take action, and action creates results. You don't wait until you're confident to start. You start so that confidence can grow. Imagine a person learning how to swim. Would they become confident by standing outside the pool and thinking positive thoughts? Of course not. They become confident by getting into the water, by struggling, by learning, by improving. Confidence is built through experience, not imagination. And that's why overthinking destroys confidence. Because overthinking keeps you trapped in a world of possibilities instead of realities. You imagine every worst case scenario. You imagine failure. You imagine embarrassment. You imagine rejection. You imagine everything that could go wrong. Meanwhile, life is waiting for you to take one step forward. One step. That's all. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's movement despite fear. Some of the most confident people you've ever met still feel nervous, still feel uncertain, still feel scared. The difference is they act anyway. And every time they act despite fear, they become stronger. Fear loses power when you face it. Confidence grows when you challenge it. Every challenge is an opportunity to prove something to yourself, not to the world, to yourself. Because confidence is personal. It's not about being better than other people. It's about becoming stronger than your excuses. One of the biggest confidence killers is comparison. You compare your beginning to someone's middle. You compare your struggles to someone's highlight reel. You compare your reality to someone's carefully edited image. And then you wonder why you feel inadequate. Comparison is a game you can never win, because there will always be someone ahead of you. Always. But there will also always be someone inspired by you, someone looking at your progress, someone wishing they had your courage, someone wishing they had your opportunities. The moment you stop comparing and start focusing on your own growth, everything changes, because now your energy goes into improvement instead of insecurity, and improvement creates confidence. Every skill you develop creates confidence. Every challenge you overcome creates confidence. Every difficult thing you survive creates confidence. That's why confidence isn't something you find. It's something you build. brick by brick, action by action, decision by decision. You know what's interesting? Most people are waiting to feel worthy before they start improving their lives. But worthiness was never supposed to be earned. You were worthy before the success. Before the money, before the achievements, before the recognition. Your value does not increase when you achieve something. Achievement simply reveals what was already possible. Read that again. Your value does not increase when you achieve something. Achievement reveals what was already there. The problem is that many people tie their self-worth to results. If they succeed, they feel worthy. If they fail, they feel worthless. That's a dangerous way to live because failure is part of growth. Failure is part of learning. Failure is part of becoming. Every successful person has failed more times than most people are willing to try. The difference is they didn't make failure their identity. They made it their teacher. And that's exactly what you need to do. Stop seeing mistakes as proof you're not good enough. Start seeing mistakes as proof you're trying. Stop seeing rejection as proof you're unworthy. Start seeing rejection as redirection. Stop seeing challenges as signs to quit. Start seeing challenges as invitations to grow, because confidence grows when you change your interpretation of obstacles. The obstacle is not the problem. The meaning you give the obstacle is. A setback can either become your excuse or your lesson. A failure can either become your prison or your teacher. A rejection can either destroy your confidence or build your resilience. The choice belongs to you every single day. And here's something powerful. The version of yourself you're trying to become already exists. Not physically, mentally, emotionally, potentially. That confident version of you already exists. The disciplined version already exists. The courageous version already exists. The successful version already exists. The question is whether you're willing to become them, because becoming requires action. It requires responsibility. It requires consistency, and it requires patience. You won't transform overnight. You won't wake up tomorrow completely different. But if you commit to growth every day, you won't recognize yourself a year from now. That's how powerful consistency is. Most people underestimate what they can achieve in a year because they're too focused on what they can achieve in a day. Keep going, keep building, keep showing up, because confidence isn't created in one moment. It's created through thousands of moments where you choose growth over comfort. And every time you choose growth, you're becoming someone stronger. Now, let me tell you the truth about confidence that nobody talks about. Confidence is not loud. Confidence is not walking into a room and believing you're better than everyone else. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is not pretending. Real confidence is calm. Real confidence is quiet. Real confidence is knowing that whether people approve of you or not, you will still be okay. And that kind of confidence changes your entire life. Because when you stop needing approval, you become free. Think about how much of your life has been controlled by fear of judgment. How many opportunities did you avoid because someone might laugh? How many dreams did you abandon because someone might disagree? How many times did you stay small because you were afraid of standing out? The prison was never other people. The prison was your fear of their opinions. And the moment you realize that, the door opens. Because here's the truth. People are thinking about you far less than you think. Most people are too busy worrying about themselves, too busy thinking about their own insecurities, their own problems, their own fears. Yet, you've allowed imaginary judgments to stop you from becoming who you're capable of becoming. No more. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need everyone to understand. You need courage. That's it. Courage to take action before you're ready. Courage to speak before you're certain. Courage to move before you're comfortable. Because confidence follows courage, not the other way around. The people you admire were not fearless. They simply refused to let fear make their decisions. And that's available to you too, right now, today. Not someday, not next year, now. Because confidence is built in moments. Small moments. Moments when you tell the truth instead of hiding. Moments when you say what you think instead of staying silent. Moments when you try instead of avoiding. Moments when you show up instead of making excuses. Those moments seem small, but they compound. Every act of courage becomes evidence. Every act of courage becomes proof. Proof that you're stronger than you thought. Proof that you're capable. Proof that you can trust yourself. And trust is the foundation of confidence. Without trust, confidence collapses. With trust, confidence becomes unstoppable. That's why you need to stop breaking promises to yourself. Every time you tell yourself you'll start tomorrow and then you don't, you weaken your relationship with yourself. Every time you abandon your goals, you send yourself a message. The message says, my word doesn't matter. But every time you follow through, you send a different message. The message says, I can rely on myself. That message changes everything because confidence grows when self-respect grows. And self-respect grows when actions match words. It's not complicated, it's difficult, but it's simple. Do what you say you're going to do. Again and again and again. That's how confidence is built. And let's talk about rejection, because many people believe rejection destroys confidence. Actually, avoidance destroys confidence. Rejection builds resilience. Every confident person has been rejected. Every successful person has failed. Every strong person has struggled. The difference is they didn't stop. Imagine learning to walk. If a child fell once and decided walking wasn't for them, nobody would ever learn. Yet adults do this every day. One failure and they quit. One rejection and they retreat. One mistake and they give up. Growth doesn't work like that. Growth requires persistence. Growth requires patience. Growth requires the ability to keep moving even when results aren't immediate. That's why confidence belongs to those who continue, not those who never fail, those who continue. One of the most dangerous habits in the world is waiting for perfect conditions, the perfect time, the perfect mood, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. Perfect conditions don't exist. Life is messy. Life is unpredictable. Life is uncertain. And successful people understand this. They act anyway. While everyone else waits for certainty, they create momentum. And momentum is powerful. Once you start moving, things become easier. Not because life changes, because you change. You become stronger. You become more capable. You become more experienced. And experience creates confidence. That's why action is the cure. Not more thinking, not more worrying, not more doubting. Action. You don't think your way into confidence. You act your way into confidence. Remember that. Write it down if you need to. You don't think your way into confidence. You act your way into confidence. Because every action tells your brain a story. Every action says, I'm capable. Every action says, I can handle this. Every action says, I'm growing. And eventually your identity starts changing. You stop seeing yourself as someone who hesitates. You stop seeing yourself as someone who doubts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who always plays small. You become someone who takes chances, someone who trusts themselves, someone who believes they can figure things out. And that's when life changes. Not because circumstances become easier, because your mindset becomes stronger. A strong mindset can survive difficult circumstances. A weak mindset struggles even in easy circumstances. That's why your focus should not be on controlling everything around you. Your focus should be on strengthening yourself. Become stronger mentally. Become stronger emotionally. Become stronger physically. Become stronger spiritually. Become someone who doesn't collapse every time life gets difficult. Because difficulty is guaranteed. Challenges are guaranteed. Disappointment is guaranteed. But growth can be guaranteed too, if you choose it. Every single day. The most confident people are not those who never struggle. They are those who know they can survive struggle. Read that again. Confidence is not believing bad things will never happen. Confidence is believing you'll be okay even if they do. That's real power. That's real freedom. And once you develop that kind of confidence, something incredible happens. You stop chasing, you stop proving, you stop begging for validation. You stop needing everyone to agree with you because your confidence comes from within, not from applause, not from compliments, not from followers, not from approval, from yourself. And that's the only place confidence can truly live. Years from now, you'll look back at this moment. You'll either remember it as another motivational speech you listened to and forgot, or you'll remember it as the moment you made a decision to stop doubting yourself, a decision to stop shrinking yourself, a decision to stop letting fear control your future, a decision to trust yourself, because confidence is not waiting somewhere in the future. Confidence is created by the choices you make today, the way you speak today, the way you think today, the way you act today, the promises you keep today, the courage you show today. That's where confidence is born. So stop waiting to become confident. Start becoming the person confidence naturally follows. Take the risk, speak up, show up, keep going, keep building, keep growing, and every day become a little stronger than the person you were yesterday. Because one day you'll wake up and realize something incredible. The confidence you spend years searching for was built by every difficult decision you were brave enough to make. Now stand up, walk forward, trust yourself, and become the person you've always known you could be.